the important topic of my channel is the scuba tank theory. First, I will say so thank you to my lovely friend who gave me that idea, that thought, that think about that topic. All of my channel, all of my things and the scuba tank is created, and the friend give me that thought. The scuba tank is only a word for better understanding in the praxis. Also, I could say other word like the TV remote control or other things. But I think the scuba tank is the best word for that. I now explain. Before I start, I explain you a simple fact. The simple fact: all people in the world need air to survive. Not a single person in the world can survive without air. It's necessary to have this air. It's clear and foolish to talk about that simple fact. Every child knows that on the moon and on the Mars there is no fresh air. So you need some air from a scuba tank. If you are diving in the sea, you need some air from your scuba tank. Why? Because we do not long hold your breath. We go dead. There is a person, its name is Budimir Sobat, who made a record in hold your breath with 24 and 33 seconds. That's very amazing. My record, I think it's under 30 seconds. But after these 24 minutes and 33 seconds, this guy also must need air from the scuba tank. Nobody can longer dive and hold your breath without help from a special air tank. Nobody. Nobody. Only the animals. But they have special things that we do not have. Why do I explain that simple fact so long? To realize that it is very necessary to have enough air if we like to last longer on Earth like the 24 minutes. The second point, I will short explain the diving. Because if you dive in the water and you have no air, it's clear you die. If you have too much air, that's perhaps when you are diving from the deep water too fast into the shallow water, you cannot handle that much air. The lung explode. That's hard to know. Because of that, we must carefully handle the settings on our scuba tank if we are diving. We must check it every moment. And we must have the right air in our scuba tank. The point 3 is, I will explain the invisible and unseen air. I will compare the fresh air, what everybody on Earth needs to survive, with another air, which we also cannot see. Air, the air, we never see what kind of color it has, and also what smell or sound it has. So I will compare the fresh air for breath with also a very unseen think air, a compilation of many things, the inner sound, our borders, the faith and belief, the voice of God, and much more that every person on earth also has, like the soul. Yes, or it is the soul, I don't know. You never see that kind of air, but every person on earth has such unseen feelings and inner sound, inner voice and soul air. It's very difficult to understand, but I think we all know what I mean. Because we are not a robot. A robot has not such unseen air. Perhaps, yes, perhaps, the electric is perhaps the air that a robot needs. We need behind the air for breath, also that kind of electricity which for the robot is important. We understand that the air to breathe is important if we do not have only 24 minutes, so we need the air. And we also understand if the second air, the electricity, like by the robots, we also not breathe, then we are dead. We are humans. So that soul air is so important to know about that fact and to handle it with care. And point 4, I will short explain. When borders are crossed, our air is trouble and disturb. If our borders, we have borders and people cross these borders, the air in our scuba tank is troubled and disturbed. We must be very carefully of our air, which is in the scuba tank. Because we have not much from that air. We can refresh and fill up. Also the air can be stolen or escape. Also, of course, we need it and use it. We must be carefully of the air in all moments of life. Why it is so important to care for our scuba tank. We can go into toxic air, we get ill and sick. We are strong and can with bad toxic air long time make the way. But it is not good, because we go bit by bit into a circle of negative emotions and feelings. So we fall bit by bit in a depressed, jealous and full of hate moments. We go into a bad feeling and into a loser feeling because we compare us or we are so jealous. We feeling like not to be a part of situations, not to have to be success. Frustration and boring time is coming to us. If we do not control the scuba tank air, we do not notice that the air is toxic, we lose so much time. We accustom of that situation and of that toxic air in our scuba tank. Yes, we are also having success, perhaps more than other times, but it is but is that the right success? What does mean? What does success mean? We can think about it, that fact. We go also in a dark power energy. That toxic circle can destroy our, my, and your life. The scuba tank is with the air of the power of God. Do not repress that power air. Never. I have fallen into such toxic moments, and now I'm also overcoming situations that are toxic, and I'm so depressed and jealous and unhappy because I was breathed for many years with such toxic air from the scuba tank. From my scuba tank, this was toxic air inside. I think the time to realize that I have so much time lose is harder than the toxic time inside a partnership. Partnership. I will say, not forget also all other situation you can get toxic air in your scuba tank, like from the company, the boss, the school, the classmates, the workers, in shopping situations, in the church, family, friends, and. Not only in a partnership with a partner. You can toxic in partnership with your company, in a partnership with your neighborhood, in the partnership with your money, in the partnership with so many situations in our life. It is important, it is so important that we all come out of that all toxic circle and to protect our scuba tank. Take on your ear and your eye, and perhaps also your nose. Take it on. Of course, you are not paranoid, and you can share the scuba tank if you find the right person, a lovely person, and not a toxic person. But be careful. If our scuba tank is with toxic air, or if we come out of a toxic partnership, it can be a partnership with our partner, it can be a partnership with a friend, it can be a partnership with the company, and then we need to refresh and to clean or to fill our scuba tank with new, fresh and better air. Why? How we can do it? I have 3 steps. Step 1, for that, clean the scuba tank. For that, we must necessarily understand and realize that problem, and we must get knowledge and wisdom. We can watch and hearing my channel or read books or Google for that topic. Step 1 is simple and you have it in less time. I need a week for understanding this topic, this knowledge. Step 2, you have the knowledge, but you must have wisdom, or how I can say, you need the click effect in your mind. The click effect. Step 2 is very hard time and hard way till it is click in your mind. But believe me, you got the click. I have got the click effect after the toxic cut, but in time from 1 year. I need 1 year till it click in my mind. Right. 1 year. I was knowledge, reading books or so in 1 week, okay? But to click in my mind, I need 1 year. Perhaps you need more or less. That's not the point. I need 1 year. Step 3, you have the knowledge, you have the click effect, the wisdom. That's okay, that's best. It's better to have the click effect in your mind. But the scuba tank, you must clean and you must change the air in it. That's step 3. It's the most difficult process. It's like a growing process, what you must start. That special moment you got with the time. I got it after a high, jealous and depressed day. Then comes that moment. I have got yesterday that moment of step 3. That start of growing. You got it with time, yes. But the growing, you must be alone. And also that growing time is like in nature, it needs also time. Perhaps some months or also a year or more or less or more time. I don't know. The small plant of growing you must allow. It is a developing process. Step 3 is this is not easy time. But you get the time. And we get the time and we make it. So my holy grail is to say never forget to protect your scuba tank and lose never the contact to your scuba tank. Never.